Hi friends, it's me Nikki here. I hope you all are doing great, and I'm excited about this third video in my coffee series. We're talking about cold brew coffee. Many of you have asked for this video, so I'm excited to share with you a few techniques. So let's get started. Okay friends, French press cold brew is the first method I want to share with you today, and this is very simple to do. You're going to take a half a cup of your coffee beans, and you're always wanting to measure out your beans prior to grinding. You don't want to grind up your beans and then do your measurements. So what you're going to do from that point is you want to basically have a jar or something to store your coffee in after it's finished. A mason jar with a lid on is perfect. And then also I have a 4-cup carafe here. My press is 4-cup, but you want to adjust your measurements for your size. And I'll do a measurement chart for you on my AtHomeWithNikki.com website. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. Now with the grind, you want the grind to be a medium fine grind for your coffee press for this cold brew. Again, I have a chart that will help you determine how to get that grind or the texture of that grind. So now that our coffee is grounded, we want to simply add it to our French press. Now when you add it, you want to shake it around at the bottom just to make sure that it's even as possible, and that helps when you go to add the water. Now with the water, I do want to say this: you don't heat your water for this process here. You're basically going to have your filtered water, and you're going to, just put enough to saturate first the coffee. And once you do that, all you're going to do next is just mix it gently. You want to just get all of the grounds so that they're saturated before you pour the rest of the water in there. And with this, I have a 4-cup French press, and I'm putting in 2 cups of water with that half a cup of grounded coffee. Now from this point, you want to take the lid to your French press, and you want to put it on top of your French press, but do not press it down at this point. You're going to go on about your day. 12 hours later, you then want to come back to your brew here. Now, the key thing is this takes time, so you want to be sure to plan this out if you know that you're going to want that cold brew the next day. And then from that point, we're going to press our brew. Now, originally, I told you the mason jar, and that's what you would do if you want to store it at home, put it in your fridge and drink. But if you're entertaining, I would get a nice carafe, and you can then pour the coffee into a beautiful carafe so that you can serve it to your guests. So to serve your cold brew, you simply want to take some ice and put it into your glass, and then you're going to pour your coffee over top of your ice. And then you have a delicious cup of cold brew French press coffee. So my next method I want to share with you is a cold brew mason jar style. And basically this is so simple to do. We're going to grind our coffee, and I'm using a half a cup of coffee for my mason jar. And you want to just have that coarse ground, a little more coarse than say a coffee that you have, you know how you buy the pre-ground coffee, a little more coarse than that, but you don't want it to look like little pebbles. So definitely not that coarse, but just slightly more than the typical coffee grind that you see in your packaged coffee. Now we're going to put 2 cups of water in here. Again, it's filtered water. It's not heated or anything. And so the thing about it is that this is going to sit in the refrigerator for 12 hours. So once I pour this water in, I'm going to put the lid onto the mason jar, and I'm going to shake it around because you want it to get all mixed. So it's not going to look pretty here, as you can see after I've shaken it up, but this is what you want it to be all blended in together. So 12 hours later, the coffee is ready. This is sat in the refrigerator for 12 hours. It's nice and cold, and I'm going to use my Chemex next to prepare this. And so I have my filter here, and in last week's video, I shared with you how I did a pour over method using the Chemex. So if you want to know how to use the Chemex, definitely check that video out. I'll link it below. But here we have our filter, and as I showed you in the previous video, you want to kind of pull back and make that little cone there for your Chemex. And these filters, I'll put links where you can get the filters and the Chemex and all of that. And so I'm basically preparing my Chemex so that I can pour my cold brew into the carafe. Okay, so next we want to clean our filter, and I've shared with you this in the previous 2 videos. And basically what you're doing is you're just taking hot water and you're covering the filter and letting it drain into the carafe. And basically this will get rid of anything that would disrupt the flavor of your coffee. So now that our filter is prepared, we're ready to pour our cold brew into the Chemex. So basically just take your lid off and you want to start pouring into the Chemex. And then what it's going to do, it's going to filter down and it's going to separate those actual grounds from the actual cold brew. So you see in the bottom here, we have a lot of the coffee grounds left over there, and that's just going to be discarded. You're not going to use that, and you're simply going to let your cold brew filter down through your Chemex. You're then ready to pour and enjoy your nice cold brew. Now, I also want to say thank you to Shantae, one of my subscriber friends. She sent me these glasses several years ago and I still use them today and absolutely love them, Shantae. So thank you. Along with, I want to now move into showing you another method for cold brew, and it is called the Japanese flash brew. So friends, if you don't want to wait 12 hours to have your cold brew, this is the method for you because you can do it all at one time. You can do it in the morning or the afternoon, and you can have your cold brew. I'm going to use the Chemex for this and a half a cup of coffee beans. Again, measure out your coffee beans first. Now the grind is going to be more of a medium fine grind, so you don't want that real coarse grind with this one here. And so once we have that done, we're going to prepare everything as far as our filter, and I've shared this with you before. You want to get that filter cleaned. So after all of the water drains through the filter, you're going to dump that water and then you're going to put your ice into 2 cups of ice into your carafe and then put the filter back on top, then add into your grounded coffee into the filter. And I like to even it out a little bit, just kind of make sure the coffee's not all to one side of the filter, just with your spoon. You want to heat 2 cups of water, 205 degrees Fahrenheit, and you want to saturate your coffee ground. And then what I like to do is mix it up a little bit just so that they're all saturated, so that you don't have dry coffee grounds at the bottom, just so you have a nice mixture there. Simply use a spoon and gently stir it right there in the filter. Then start to pour your coffee grounds, pour your water, I'm sorry. But with the water, you're going to pour a little bit, wait 15 seconds, pour a little bit more, wait 15 seconds. So it's a little bit of time there, but it's all worth it in the cup. So then you simply remove the filter and you're ready to pour your nice, delicious cup of cold brew coffee. This is the fastest way or fastest method that I shared with you today. And now I want to move into sharing with you how to make a delicious iced latte. So friends, this is a fave of mine, and basically, like I shared with you in the first video, you can make your espresso. I'm using a stovetop method, so simple to make, so definitely check out that video. I'll link it below if you have not. I'm having a double shot of espresso here to make my latte, my iced latte, and I have my coconut cream flavoring, but you can use whatever flavor that you want. I'll also put links below where you can purchase it. I get mine on Amazon, but whatever flavor of choice you have is totally fine, and you want to have your glass ready along with some milk. So what I'm going to do is put ice into my glass, and then I'm going to add the coffee into my glass, and it's a double shot. Then from that point, I'm going to put 4 pumps of my syrup into my glass. So next you want to just make sure you mix everything together, especially the syrup, because a lot of times it will drop to the bottom, so you just want to be sure to stir it well. And you're going to do this actually before you add in your milk. And then you want to add in about a cup of milk, and then that is going to bring your latte together, and this is absolutely delicious. Now you do want to stir again. Again, be sure to catch that bottom so that that latte, that syrup, as you can see, it will drop to the bottom there. But I hope you've enjoyed the tips that I've shared with you today. I hope you all are doing great. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.